Here's a 5-minute sequence to warm up your hand in different angles, getting ready for handstands or whatever you're doing. So let's start in all fours and simply shift the weight around in circles and feel the palm of your hand, this circle here, that when you move your shoulder around the top, then the weight is moving around that circle. So just switch directions and go the other way for around 8 to 10 circles. Feel that weight travel around. Notice if there's anywhere where it's hard to feel the weight. Move slowly there. Let's turn our fingers out or even more back, depending, and you can bring them closer to the knees if this is too intense. So somewhere here, and kind of either repeat the circles or do 3 cat-cows where you're just moving your spine in the middle. Whatever feels kind of best for you. A bit of circling or arching around your back, simply feeling the stretch in your forearm. Last one. Point the fingers forward again. Make your setup here as if you're doing a handstand. So notice if your index finger are parallel or if it's your longest finger or something else. Just make your position here on top without moving back onto the knees. Lift onto the knuckles and back down. The wrist push-up. Let's go for 10 slow ones here. 5, 6, stay on top, straight your elbow. Notice I'm not using my thumb. It's not like wrong to use the thumb. Oh, there I lifted all the way up. But it's not wrong to use the thumb, but like we want to find the knuckle pressure here. Let's change to the fingertips. This can be a little bit faster, like a pulsing, and it's like I'm trying to round my hand and lift the whole palm, the whole circle of the palm off the floor. Pulsing, pulsing, pulsing. And we'll give the flexor side a little rest. Go onto the back side, pointing fingers in. And here you can bend and straight your elbows a couple of times. Maybe you're not able to straight your elbows, then move a bit closer, interlacing fingers. You might have a better chance. And if you can fully straighten your elbow, widen out. Notice if the weight pours into the index finger knuckle, it's slightly more intense than if you're out here doing it, stretching more the pinky finger side. So get under yourself and just do a couple more. And be nice and close to your knees here so you can control the weight. Let's lift up onto the knuckles. Just roll forward and back a couple of times over the index finger, just to do the radial and ulnar directions. But mainly as a rest. Let's come back on the knuckles. Maybe the index finger knuckle if you're hardcore, otherwise go back onto the 3 smaller knuckles. We're gonna go slowly out and back up into the knuckles. And so make this slowly out, a bit more snappy up. Eventually this can become a push-up variation where you kind of push through the back of the hand and snap into knuckles. But for now, just make it like a slow, controlled movement, getting used to it. And even if you add a bit of speed on the up, just do it in such a way that feels controlled and still feel like you're pushing that back of the hand into the floor. All right, point fingers back, spin your elbows 5 times, visiting different corners of the wrist, and try and lean as much back as you can, but just allow a gentle, not too overwhelming stretch on the back of the wrist. Before we finish up, we're just gonna go back to the front side, walk it out so it feels neutral again. We're gonna go and do wrist push-ups in a slightly different way. So instead of just going straight up and down, we're gonna emphasize 3 different parts. First, the index finger knuckle. So push high, especially onto the index finger, lower down. That was 1, let's go for 5 more. 2, 3, push onto the base of the index finger. 6, Okay, now let's push onto the long finger slash ring finger, so right in the middle. 2, 3, we're going for 6, 4, 5, and 6. Finally go onto the pinky finger out here. Feels a bit weird. Don't bend your elbows though. Up, push sideways up on the pinky finger. 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll point outwards, so thumbs are parallel, and also do one for the thumb. So push sideways up, like trying to push the edge of your thumb into the floor. Feels a bit weird, but the whole hand, just let it roll in and dig the thumb hard into the floor. And the last one. Might be a bit weird, but when we go into planche and handstands, the thumb will be there as an assisting hand. Very nice. Go back on the back of the hand, do the spooky fingers. Sit back on your knees, roll your wrists. So we visited different areas of the palm, gone a bit on the front, bit on the back, and now you should feel ready for action.